Hey, I'm Hudson Gray. If you've made it here, you're ready for a different perspective, one that dives into the stories most people overlook. Together, we're going to uncover the mysteries that are hidden just beneath the surface. So, stick around, because what we're about to explore might just change the way you see things. Imagine this. You're in the heart of the Pacific Northwest, an area where Bigfoot sightings are practically woven into the landscape's lore. You're miles away from the nearest town, and the silence is heavy. Then, a nauseating stench creeps into the air. It's a putrid mix of rotting garbage and wet animal fur, with an undertone of something you can't quite identify. For those who claim to have encountered Bigfoot, this overpowering smell is an all too familiar sign. Take, for example, an incident in 1976 in Fuke, Arkansas. A local resident reported an encounter with a tall, hairy figure, but was first struck by a powerful odor. He described it as something that could peel the paint off walls. The stench hung in the air long after the creature had vanished into the woods. This encounter was so intense that even skeptics had to admit something unexplainable was at play. Or consider the hikers in Salt Fork State Park, Ohio, who stumbled upon a similar experience. As they approached a dense thicket, an overwhelming smell hit them, so strong they had to cover their faces. Moments later, they saw a large, dark shape moving through the brush, and it wasn't a bear. Witnesses often describe Bigfoot's scent as a kind of warning, a primal marker that lets you know you've entered its territory. Now, we will look at the skunk ape connection. In this segment, I move away from my usual focus area of Western Canada to Florida. Greetings to all skunk ape researchers and cryptid hunters in Florida. Now, if any creature's infamous for its smell, it's the skunk ape, a cryptid native to the swamps of Florida. Unlike Bigfoot, the skunk ape has a distinct skunk-like aroma. It's described as being smaller than Bigfoot, with a reddish-brown coat and, you guessed it, a smell so strong it can linger for hours. In the 1970s, the skunk ape made headlines when residents of Big Cypress National Preserve began reporting sightings. One local said the odor was like rotting cabbage mixed with sulfur. Florida swamp encounter. In 1997, Vince Dorr, a fire chief from Florida, had a face-to-face encounter. He was camping when he saw a large, hairy creature emerge from the brush. But before he saw it, he smelled it. Dorr described the scent as so thick it felt like it was clinging to his clothes. He managed to snap a photo, which some say is the clearest image of the skunk ape to date. Although skeptics argue it's a bear, or even a person in a suit, those who've encountered the skunk ape are adamant. It's real, and it stinks to high heaven. A quick note. When I narrated this earlier, I meant to say that while the photos are likely a hoax, the reason they are still considered to be potentially legitimate is because swamp ape sightings and encounters are very real and continue to this day. Theories and skeptics. Skeptics have suggested the skunk ape could be a misidentified black bear, or even a rogue orangutan that escaped captivity. But believers argue the details don't line up. The combination of size, scent, and behavior makes it unlikely. And let's face it, most black bears don't leave behind a stench like this. Cryptozoologists like Dave Shealy, who's dedicated his life to skunk ape research, argue that the creature has been around for centuries. Indigenous stories often refer to a hairy man who roams the swamps, blending folklore with modern sightings. Whether you believe in Bigfoot, the skunk ape, or chalk it up to folklore, one thing is clear. People from all walks of life are reporting these encounters. And if the stories are to be believed, these creatures come with a signature calling card, an unforgettable stench that lingers long after they're gone. So, next time you find yourself hiking through dense woods or exploring a swamp, take a deep breath. You might just smell something that raises the hair on the back of your neck. Thanks for joining me today. If you're into this kind of content, feel free to subscribe and stick around for more. I've got plenty of mysteries and untold stories lined up. And don't forget to hit the bell, so you're the first to know when the next one drops. Take care, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next video.